All right, this is Genesis chapter 8. But God remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind blow over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of the heavens were closed. The rain from the heavens was restrained, and the waters receded from the earth continually. At the end of 150 days, the waters had abated. And in the seventh month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. And the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. At the end of the 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made and sent forth a raven. It went to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. Then he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters had subsided from the face of the ground. But the dove found no place to set her foot, and she returned to him to the ark, for the waters were still on the face of the whole earth. So he put his hand out and took her and brought her into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove, and she did not return to him anymore. In the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried out. Then God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark, you and your wife, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you of all flesh, birds and animals, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, that they may swarm on the earth and be fruitful and multiply on the earth." So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every bird, everything that moves on the earth went out by families from the ark. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, the Lord said in his heart, "I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease." All right. So that was Genesis chapter 8. And the same way I feel about the other previous chapters is how I feel about this chapter. I thought it was a good chapter. There's a few things that stood out to me in this chapter, and I want to pose them just in the form of questions to you guys so that you can ponder on these questions. And if you find any answers, if you have any answers, drop them in the comments below in this video. So the first question is, where are the mountains of Ararat? We know that in verse 4, this is where the ark rested in, on the mountains of Ararat, right? Where are the mountains of Ararat located? Is it in China? Is it in Africa, West Africa? Is it in North or South America? Where are the mountains of Ararat located? Because this is where the ark would have rested. Okay. Second question would be, what did Noah do with the clean animals and the clean birds? Did he eat them? Were they used for food, for helping them, eat and survive after the flood? What exactly were the clean animals used for specifically? This kind of rolls back into the question that I posed in the previous chapter. What is the reason for the distinction between the clean and the unclean animals? Right? Just for dietary purposes here in these chapters, or was it for something else? The next thing is, when God looks at mankind, or when he thinks of mankind, right? What did he notice about the heart of mankind? Another question is, what does the term Ararat actually mean? And how does this relate to Noah and what Noah's father was hoping for Noah to accomplish? I'll leave it there. Those are just a few questions I wanted to ask. And again, if you have any of the answers, please drop them in the comments below. There's a lot to unpack about these chapters. But once we do a recap on this chapter, I will go more in depth on what I personally think, what answers I have found as I've done my research on some of these things, and I will share them with you guys. And I would like to see what your opinions are and see if you guys have any further insights, right, on this chapter. So that'll wrap up Genesis chapter 8. Thank you for tuning in. And again, I'm going to leave off with this challenge proposed to you, the Read Your Bible Challenge, which is simply reading a chapter of the Bible a day and reflecting and pondering on that chapter. Okay, so I'll catch you guys in the next chapter. Peace.